Welcome to Battletech Solaris Nights, episode 122, Karl delVillar versus Mr. Mimic. Now, as I was just saying to my friend here, this will be the final set of episodes for Season 2. The storyline is starting to get out ahead of us. If we go for too much longer, clansfolk like Kane here, the inability to repair is just going to absolutely destroy them. The instant I mentioned that Ibrahim Caribou was alive and a real person, Glimo and Varen were already planning to assassinate him, which would be a real problem since the finale episode relies on him being alive. So just to cool things off, this will be the final set of episodes for Season 2. Then once everyone is repositioned, Ludeman is, a new dad going through some things. Dynamis is moving across the country. We got Kane here is checking in from across the country as well. Like, once people have settled back into something close to life, and who knows what that means nowadays, with the way things are changing month to month. But once we're settled, we'll do the Season 2 finale and start planning for Season 3. All right, Kane. Where were we? Tennessee joke, barbecue. All right. Karl delVillar. I don't have it. I don't have anything to add. It's been pretty quiet. You brought your mechs back to the international spaceport, to the Ghost Bear Enclave. They've been repaired there since apparently you don't trust Jay. You leave people alone, people leave you alone. You're not involved in all of the drama and storylines surrounding and whirlwinding the stable.
He's trying to make sure that he doesn't get dragged into anything in particular, and he doesn't trust Jay. I'm
so offended on Jay's behalf.
But he's been trying to, he still spends days on the Apex Dragons compound so that he doesn't want to get disconnected from the group. He just doesn't want to get sucked into anything. So he's trying to stay abreast of changes that are going on and things like that. He's also trying to take an eye to looking at the general level of readiness, since he hasn't talked about it with anybody in the stable. But with the bid that happened and everything, he knows it's coming. And he sees it as it would be a violation of operational security to tell anybody that is coming before an announcement is made.
Okay.
But he does, for his own, since he was not part of the bid forces, he does plan to make good on the conversation that was had in the Gladiator Hall, and he does plan to fight with Apex Dragons. He does kind of want to go around and check what the sort of the readiness of the stable to be able to fight should they choose to throw in with Seth.
All right, well, Hunter and the Hillbilly both seem to have backers with unlimited funds, making sure that they are well supplied. Your boy Seth Kabrinsky is actually in a weird position. So he just lost basically 90% of his clan mech, right? It's essentially, it has one internal structure on a leg. Without the ability to repair it, it would be too dangerous to deploy this mech onto the battlefield. So he's going to have to rely on heavyweight inner sphere mechs. If you believe that I guess it depends on how you judge inner sphere versus clan technology. If you're a purist who believes that clan tech is by and far superior than inner sphere tech, then Seth has been crippled beyond belief. But if you think that the difference between them is easily made up by his piloting abilities and a strategic skill rather than, technology, then he's still good to go. He also seems to have an unlimited amount of funds behind him, but it's been focused on purchasing him additional training manuals, time with like people who specialize in certain mech skills, and a new light mech, which is pretty unusual. For the rest of the stable, it's a bit of a mix. Maybe if you trust Adam Kaseki, he's a pretty good mech warrior. He has mechs of varying sizes. I don't know how you would rate Cosmo. It's tough for me to say. Cosmo has essentially 2 stars of mechs to himself of varying sizes, but he overwhelmingly specializes in light mechs. And I mean, as much as we say that a light mech is as good as any other size of mech, that's just simply not true, right? Like, a 100-ton direwolf is going to absolutely demolish a fire starter.
Especially with the caliber of gunnery we can expect on this world.
Yeah, and, pulse lasers, right? Like, pulse lasers easily... If you wanted to ask me why I was cooling down on clan tech lately, it's definitely pulse lasers. I don't mind the additional range or no short range penalty on things like ERPPCs or clan LRMs, but pulse lasers with their -2 throw off the gunnery curve for things in the light arena, so that where normally a light mech would be pretty hard to hit if it's moving like 20 hexes or something like that, pulse lasers bring that down to a much, much more reasonable chance to hit. It makes it more difficult for light mechs to do something like get directly behind you, force you to use a fraction of your firepower, and chip away at your rear armor. Like, it's hard to say that's how the game is supposed to go, because there's lots of strategies you can use. But theoretically, that used to be a very viable strategy in the 30-25, 30-39 crowd. And once pulse lasers come around, it's not that viable anymore. Anyway, that still leads me back to, is Cosmo ready? Well, depends on how much you judge a reconnaissance light mech pilot to be useful.
I think for the challenge that will be presented, and knowing that there were elementals bid, he does not consider Cosmo's potential participation to be anything other than trying to locate elementals for the rest of the group.
All right.
And he is concerned about Seth's handicap of really only being able to use intersphere mechs. He does think he's an accomplished pilot, and that he's probably going to get more out of the inferior intersphere tech than intersphere pilots could, but it is still a handicap that he is aware of. And while Kaseki has done well for himself in the arena, in the sort of fight that he's anticipating, in the combat styles that he has shown, he does not think that Kaseki is going to be terribly consequential.
Wow. Holy shit. Not even with the Malagania?
He is more curious about this custom Highlander, though.
Yeah, it's scary.
Since he has no expectations at all that Hunter McGregor will not choose to engage in melee, and that is a level of melee that a lot of the pilots that are going to be arrayed against him are not going to be accustomed to dealing with.
Well, anywhere but Solaris that would be true, but they have spent years having to deal with intersphere dishonorable tactics. Maybe if they were new here, like they just got off the dropship, but I don't think there's anyone here who'd be surprised that Hunter shows up in his custom and that he tries to engage people in melee combat. How they deal with that, however, is a different story.
Yeah, and I think that's more of his thoughts, is trying to effectively deal with something as monstrous as that melee monster. He thinks is going to be sort of a bit of a tactical wild card.
Okay, all right.
So overall, he's kind of concerned, but he thinks that there's enough tools here that they might be able to take advantage of.
All right. The final thing is that some of the NPC gladiators, I'm saying this above the table, right? Normally you'd consider all the rest of them to be equal, but some of them are a little questionable. Osman has been pretty shaky lately, and the pilots, Whiskey and Pixie, it's hard to say. They might. There's a pretty strong case to be made that they'll almost certainly have to go up against Vimy Diamond Shark alone. Yeah. And, they're all in the same weight class. It's all 75 tons, right? It's 2 versus 1. That said, though, Vimy is like number 2 heavy champion. He's one step away from being the champion of all of Solaris and the heavy. And Whiskey and Pixie are new.
Yeah, and
piloting skill means a lot when you're flying.
And Karl knows that Vimy's been putting in the extra time.
I mean, Vimy won the loyalty and bondsmanship of an entire stable of aerospace fighters. The Camelot stable basically all pledged themselves to him. Now, he didn't bid them into this battle.
Right.
They and their aerospace fighters will not be participating, but he himself is pretty scary.
Yeah.
If you ask Whiskey and Pixie, they probably would say that they could easily take him on as each other's wing. If you ask Vimy, I think he'd be asking you what he's going to do after turn 1 when he smokes them both.
Yeah. And I figure that the air battle is probably going to be pretty quick and decided fairly early. So
you're just looking for what you can do with all those bombs that Whiskey and Pixie will be carrying, right? Call on that close air support.
I mean, one of his thoughts is he's trying to, since this is sort of a combined arms fight and he is not expecting, the stable's not going to fight with honor. And he's fighting with the stable. He knows that if he is challenged, he will choose to do so. If he is not, then he will probably try to see if he can back up Whiskey and Pixie.
Interesting.
The potential of having the Yagatai running rampant through the ranks is disastrous. So he's got some concerns. He's got some notes for himself. He's just sort of trying to make sure that he's as ready as he can be for the inevitable conflict. Yeah.
All right. What else do you want to do?
I mean, otherwise he's probably spending the time acquiring interesting historical items for his wife to study, his partner. Obviously none of this archaic medical equipment is for use, but it is for it's sort of like medical archaeology as far as he's concerned.
A leaching pan.
He does want to try to set up a sort of, I know in the past, sort of like he made himself available to people to do sort of a conversational culture exchange kind of thing.
Okay.
He does want to see if there's, I guess he wants to see if there are people who wish to invest in making some sort of like cultural exchange center. So that's not just Ghost Bear stuff. He does definitely want to make sure that there is Ghost Bear culture on display, and he wants to make sure that there's
already is something like that on Solaris for sure. Like, you don't need to make that. You could probably just go to one.
Okay. I guess he would like to try to be a participant in that in some way.
Yeah.
Try to add to it.
I'm going to bet that there's probably something like a set of Smithsonian, museums and cultural exchanges, like places where you can go on guided tours, that sort of thing. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, kind of. He wants to expand like clan cultural, like a knowledge availability to people. Something where it's less about trying to approach and talk to clanners and more of like they can go here and learn about it and things like that. So I guess he'd be trying to see if he could like add to that or
Oh,
be part of it
interesting.
or something.
You want to set one up. Feel like what you need to do is talk to the Solaris Civic Council.
Yeah, probably.
I'm going to be very impressed with this. All right, so 20 hours later, you've talked to 3 different government functionaries who've told you to hurry up and wait at another location before you are invited into the office of a assistant undersecretary to a deputy of the secretary.
Okay.
Listen, I know you know that this shit actually happens.
Yeah.
The man just kind of nods for you to come in and sit down. He's very nondescript Japanese man with, you know, black hair, black eyes, suit, tie, and he just says, "Would you prefer coffee or tea, Star Commander delVillar?"
I will try your coffee.
Very well. So after he, it's now occurring to me that I can't say the brand, but he uses a cup-style coffee machine from one of 2 major brands. I understand you wish to open a cultural exchange here on Solaris. That would fall under my purview. Can I ask who you would leave here to staff this facility? Normally we have people on hand who are trained guides and public speakers. Do you have any undercastmen, perhaps?
I can acquire them.
You can acquire them. Do you mean that you'll call home and bring them here, or you will challenge my employees?
Rest assured, I have no interest in challenging you for your employees.
Okay.
I have some available already here, and should this prove to be as fruitful as I desire it to be, I can acquire more.
Now, you understand they'll be working for the Solaris Civic Council. I'm sure we can set up some sort of contracting group with your people so that they still belong to your clan, but they'll need to meet the standards and conditions that we apply to all of our facilities and expect out of all of our guides.
Yes, they will continue to be members of Clan Ghost Bear, performing a function on behalf of your organization to your standards.
All right. He noisily slurps some coffee while doing this slow chair turn to look out at whatever meager piece of Solaris skyline his small window provides him. Now he's facing away from you and he says, "You know, I have to say I'm surprised, Star Commander delVillar, that you would come to us with this. We have long desired more information about the clans. In fact, I'll be honest, I'm shocked that most of the clansmen on planet haven't been kidnapped by an intelligence agency. Knowledge of your clan culture and ways is in great demand here in the Inner Sphere. I would be deeply honored to be the one to help shepherd knowledge of the Ghost Bear clan onto Solaris, but I also think you'll need to set expectations. My people will probably learn a lot while training your people, but it will take time. Your way of living is so different from that of the egalitarian freedoms we allow here on Solaris that I suspect even training them to be guides will cause some conflict between us, and we will do the best that we can to respect your culture. We will also have to learn it while teaching your people how to teach it.
That is expected.
Very well. He swivels the chair back, completing the full circle. I'm not opposed to this.
I believe that there are many here who only understand one facet of the clans. I wish for them to see more of who we are.
Now, you know that such a undertaking will be in direct competition with Mr. Vimy Diamond Shark, correct? He has been doing his best in order to spread knowledge of Diamond Shark culture, I suspect as he sees it, to the citizens of the Inner Sphere at large through entertainment programs. I just wanted to make sure you're not stepping on each other's toes.
This function is not related to the entertainment industry as I understand it, and should he choose to challenge me on this, he's within his rights to do so.
I just want to make sure that it's understood that the Solaric Civic Council will be officially neutral and non-participatory in any conflicts between the two of you.
I would expect nothing else.
All right. We can start the training shortly. Getting a venue space up will take a longer time. Building a new facility, finding the permits, zoning, utilities, etc., that'll be a longer discussion. But I think within a year, we can probably have a temporary space ready, depending on how prepared your staff are.
My staff will put in the time.
I guess we'll see. There'll be a lot more discussions that you and I will have. And I'm sure there'll be more paperwork, but he stands up and holds out a hand to shake.
I'll stand up and shake his hand, being careful not to crush it.
He says, I suppose, Selah.
Selah.
Bargained well and done. All right, this guy goes back to his 9-to-5 job where he gets paid strict government, like a GE11 salary or something.
All right. Well, that's set up what he wants to do here. He's still here trying to promote. So this is in line with trying to make that happen.
It's going to be like the Captain America Museum in the movies, right? It's going to be that, but then you're going to go through a door and it's going to be a American football stadium. You're just going to be like, oh man, what's through this door? I can't wait to see what next historical artifact. And you just go out onto a field and two teams are playing. You're like, what the hell? They're like, come on, join in. We need a lineman. Get over here. All the linemen are like 9 feet tall. Can you imagine the neighborhood games in the Ghost Bears, right? Just imagine that, like, you got a family full of techs. You've all had whatever genetic engineering the clans give to the non-warriors, right? You received the benefits of the intermarriage, of course, if you consider that genetic engineering. But then, your neighbor Dave moves in down the street. He's a elemental cast washout. Suddenly, your neighborhood team is crushing everybody else.
Yeah.
His only strategy is to charge the quarterback as quickly as possible. He doesn't need any other strategy.
He just, every play, the quarterback just hands it to him so he can get rushing yards and just plows through people.
He's the guy that You
Just
know,
like one hand reaching out and picking up people and throwing them. Like,
I'm gonna show my non-knowledge of football, but the guy who sets the ball for the quarterback, you know, who passes it back to him at the very start,
yeah.
Dave is that guy. He just passes it, and then the quarterback just subtly passes it back, so Dave in a crouch could just roll forward.
um, try to think what else. I did want to try to find a way because we never tried to make a role for it. I want to try to see if I can find somebody who's willing to try to produce carnivores versus xenomorphs.
Yes, let's do it. Especially with the we don't get another chance at this, so it's all down to this role.
So yeah, so I guess it's a corporate role because he's trying to secure like producers and stuff for this.
I think it would be an entertainment role. Did I just ruin everything for you? Are you really good at corporate?
I'm good at corporate. I'm not good at entertainer.
All right, I'll let you take a hands-off approach and let somebody else. You can let someone else produce and executive produce this movie. You're securing C-level employees. You're finding the executive producers, directors, etc.
Okay.
All right.
Now watch. I'm gonna roll terrible anyways.
Nope, that doesn't look terrible to me.
Nope, that's a 12.
You secure Johan Williams to produce the soundtrack, which means that no matter what else happens, this film will last far beyond its time. At the very least, the soundtrack of this film. People are going to be like, wow, I can't believe that song was in a movie. It's just so good. It's like the theme of the Force from Star Wars, or the theme from Jurassic Park, or any other thing that John Williams has done.
You just like hum a couple notes and everyone's like, oh yeah, that's the theme from
John
that movie.
Williams. Yep. So Johan Williams will join. Now let me ask. Are we looking at a Michael Bay situation or a Steven Spielberg? I know those aren't opposite ends of a spectrum, but when we're talking award-winning action-ish movie directors, right? Are you looking for explosions in America and flags everywhere and like hooah? Or are you looking for like life finds a way? You know, like where are we going with this?
I feel like.
Do you want it to be a more cerebral, family-friendly?
Ooh.
Maybe you're going for like Ridley Scott. I don't know. You know? Who are you looking for? Because with a 10, you've got them. I just want to know who's making this movie.
I think I'm leaning more towards a Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott. Okay. So we are going for the classic Aliens feel. The whole movie is going to have like a sci-fi existential horror feel to it.
Yeah.
All right.
With an amazing soundtrack.
All right. In Carnivores versus Xenomorphs, you and Seth will team up, right?
Yeah.
Now let me be clear here. Are we looking at a Fast and the Furious situation where you're both written into the contract that your character can never lose a fight and you can only take 4 punches per movie? Or is this Expendables, where sometimes the good guys kind of lose before kicking ass and coming back?
Oh, definitely in Expendables.
Okay, all right. Just making sure.
More tension, more dramatic.
I mean, Expendables, I think in the later movies in Expendables, they also wrote into their contract that they can't lose and they can only... But like the first one, they kind of started losing before they started winning.
Yeah.
And in Fast and the Furious, they just never lose.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that first Expendables type feel where it's like, oh, they might actually lose, or you know, like, or who might they lose?
Are any of the other stable members invited to join the cast?
I think he would set it up so that if other warriors wanted to come in and play minor parts, whether their characters die or not, he would be open to it.
Other warriors?
So like the mech warriors,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pilots, but not any of the support staff or anything like that.
I was gonna say, Ro would love to play the scientist guy at the beginning of the movie who's like, oh no, they've escaped! No, it's happening! Ah! And you know, he dies in like the first scene, and you see the xenomorph crawling out of him, and
That'd be fun.
yeah, that's definitely
he does like Ro, so
should be clear here that Ro is not a good actor. We've already seen he's
Karl
terrible
isn't
at lying.
either.
Yeah,
So
but he doesn't have to be if he's just the guy that dies immediately.
yeah, I like the idea of this Ro scene.
All right, so Rose in the movie. We'll see if any of the other gladiators want to show up, and then maybe we'll get a scene at the end of the movie where you're all standing in a line shooting at the carnivore and the xenomorphs all at the same time. And all right, what else you got?
We made it happen.
We did make it happen. We're gonna make a roll at the end. Just remember, we're making a roll at the end of the season 2 finale to see how well it does in theaters.
Okay. I think I would like to try to research my opponent.
Mr. Mimic?
Yes.
All right. Listen, there's not a lot to say about Mr. Mimic beyond the fact that he is a Capellan fighter. He is a professional comedian who attempts to dress up and act like his opponent every battle.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah. What are your questions?
Well, let me roll. Let's see how I do.
Oh,
The Ghost Bears are with me today.
yeah. I'm concerned these dice are weighted. That's the exact same rule.
Well, they switch positions.
I'm concerned about these fictional virtual dice.
Yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is I'm going to exchange them for a new set. All right, I'm calling the house.
I definitely took those dice and held those bits against a candle. So that means I get what, 2 questions?
2 questions.
Well, I'd like to know what Mech is bringing.
All right. Well, let me reveal it for the audience as well here. The mech that Mr. Mimic is piloting today is a Striker 2D, which is a Star League era mech that was kind of cheap. You know, it was like a reserve mech that people brought up. The Capellans redesigned it as a reserve mech that was really cheap and fast to make, not particularly, you know, sluggering, or sorry, it's very good at surviving, right? No XL engine, not a huge amount of weaponry, very widespread in its usefulness. It's kind of meant to be like an all-role, multi-purpose brawler that just takes hit after hit.
All right. For my second question, I would like to know his SPAs.
Tactical genius. As a comedian, he has a great understanding of people.
All right.
What's next?
I think I will bring, so we can get the sheets sorted out here. Either PPC and autocannon. I'll bring the direwolf.
Okay.
Which I'll have to fix the armor on it because that's not right.
That's true. I didn't save the end of the last battle, and I had to go way, way back to one of your first appearances in order to find another copy of the sheet.
The
Makes it so scary.
Yeah, because the Mad Dog took 16 points of damage.
Oh no, 16 points of damage.
And then didn't fire.
16 points of damage. Wow. See Hunter's match with the Arrow Force?
Yeah, that was exciting.
I got roasted for that one. Not because my build was cheap, which is why I thought I was going to get roasted. People were just like, no, 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 no. You should have done this better. You should have shot behind him. Oh, God.
Oh, interesting.
Y'all are insane. All these min-maxers showing up out of nowhere. All right.
I did find it curious with the celerity charge. I was thinking that was something to save until he was in minimum range.
I really should have saved it until he was within close range and then like slammed into his rear armor for big damage. Huge damage.
It would have been quite the quadruped missile there. Like it was a lot of hexes of movement on a charge. Yeah, I think Karl's ready for his interview then.
All right. With Ernst Dieter Mueller.
Yes.
Listen, I've played a lot of scumbags in my time, and Ernst is one of my favorite ones. Yeah, so he, addresses you from his throne with the Lyran Alliance flag between the two of you, and he goes, "Welcome back, everyone, to Solaris Nights. I'm your host, Ernst Dieter Mueller, and I'm joined by Star Commander Karl delVillar. Karl, can I ask, how are you going to absolutely overwhelmingly crush your opponent today?"
I plan to use my targeting computer to pick it apart. I do not wish to kill my opponent if I can help it.
Not a one-round victory again?
It is possible.
The odds makers are heavily favoring you, not just for this fight, but for several fights into the future, until you're deep into the lower 50s.
I look forward to seeing the increase in caliber of pilots.
What a specifically worded... I don't know what to do with that, Karl. Let me ask instead. Your opponent may attempt to psych you out with his traditional Mr. Mimic style. Are you prepared to be parodied or mocked?
I have found that there are many in the inner sphere who are willing to mock clan ways.
Yeah? That was a answer. It didn't answer the question, but it was a answer.
I am as prepared as I will be.
Okay. Let's talk about this new notice that the Donegal Broadcasting Company has received. That there will be a Clan Ghost Bear branch opening in the next year under the guidance of the Solaric Civic Council's Smithsonian Division. I don't know what other countries call it, For me in DC, it's the Smithsonian. So
yeah,
you go there, you get America.
I believe that there are many facets to clan culture and our beliefs that are not seen. I wish for them to be seen.
Well, let me ask this, Star Commander. There is a political spectrum within the clans, Crusader or Warden. Where do you fall on those lines?
Ooh, let's see, we haven't finished moving yet. Clan Ghost Bear is a Crusader clan.
Again, that is an answer, but it's not the answer that I asked you. Where do you fall on those lines?
Let's see, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I mean, as long as I personally...
I love the idea that your hesitation is caught on camera and it's like a long, awkward pause. And people in the inner sphere are like, oh shit, what's about to happen here?
I want to make it perfectly clear that
I am Jade Falcon. That's what you say. You get up and leave.
I am Jade Falcon. Just like pull out a green robe or something.
You Kanye West them real quick.
Yeah. I wish to make it perfectly clear that when, as long as the clan is aligned in a view, the clan acts in the view, and it is expected that you will be loyal to do so. And we are allowed to have our own opinions, dissenting or not, so long as we maintain that. I personally voiced and voted for the Warden cause.
Surprising admission from Star Commander Karl delVillar, a Chronicle Broadcasting exclusive. All right, rather than continuing to grill you, let me ask you something more lighthearted. I understand that you have secured funding and a director, Ripley Scott, the visionary director, for Carnivores versus Xenomorphs, a movie everyone's been talking about will happen, but no one can confirm it.
I can confirm it is happening.
All right. Someone in the studio audience begins shrieking, and it's just like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! It's happening! It's happening!" And then they freak out so much that they stop breathing and they fall over and faint. Wow, what a popular, incredible. Well, who can we expect to see in this movie? Will your potential co-star Seth Kabrinsky also be there?
There will be a number of members of the Warriors of Apex Dragons that you will expect to see on the screen.
You have often spoken along the lines of being prepared to fight someone like Hunter McGregor, yes?
Yes.
Do you see him as being on the big screen for this? Despite his lack of involvement in media entertainment.
This movie presents him an opportunity to choose to enter that realm.
All right. All I'm saying is I want... Look, part of the Predator storyline was that they traveled to Earth throughout time, and I don't know, they like raised humans up. I didn't watch that many Predators movies. But they like taught the Mayans how to make pyramids and shit, and ziggurats.
In the AVP movies, they heavily suggested that human culture was cultivated by predators over the ages.
Okay. What I want is that the carnivores captured a like 13th century Scottish Highlander and have brought him forward in time. Yeah, so like everybody else is using guns and shit and have like power armor, and he's got, you know,
he's got his claymore.
He's got a claymore and a jetpack, and he just like arrives in combat like just slicing people in half. That's all I'm saying. I want Hunter McGregor's character to just be a Highlander, and for everyone to just accept that that's part of the canon now of carnivores.
Glimo, please consent to this.
He's not gonna watch this episode. You're gonna have to clip it and send it to him.
I will. He doesn't have
enough time to watch all these episodes, man. He's getting ready for Mardi Gras.
And send this to him.
All right.
I did see that. He was making some stuff for that.
All right. Well, if you want to write down the timestamp, it's at 43 minutes.
Okay.
Yep. All right. He doesn't have any extra questions for you. Unless there's any statements you want to make.
No. I mean, he asked about the things that he was going to bring up anyways, so.
All right. Mr. Mimic shows up. It's clear that he's wearing a Batman style you know, like a muscle suit type thing underneath his shirt. You know what I mean? Like, he's clearly not that buff.
Does it have nipples?
It does. And the shirt says "Eat Big, Lift Big." And he's also got, you know, like workout booty shorts. The outfit is accurate. Let me just say that. Like, It's not like an 80s parody with like high socks and those wrist warmers or whatever the hell they wore in the
Yeah.
80s.
We will
You know what I
bump
mean?
you up.
That doesn't exist. It actually does look like he's a trainer right out of a Eat Big, Lift Big manual.
Okay.
He shows up in new waves, and everything he's done, he's studiously removed any clan Ghost Bear emblems from. You know what I mean? He wouldn't want to appropriate that part. The part of you that he's mimicking is the gladiator part, not the warrior part.
Okay, that makes a big
So
difference.
he's trying not to upset the entirety of Clan Ghost Bear in the process. So he and his media team have done a pretty good job of scrubbing all that. You know, he comes out into the arena hulkingly and he's just like, "Hello, everyone. I'm Karl delVillar. I'm looking forward to having an excellent match with my opponent today. While we both rise to the top of the rankings, I know that today, with any match between warriors, anything can happen. But I wanted to thank you for being here to watch us today. All right, I'm Karl delVillar, and I'll see you on the other side, Karl delVillar." As he climbs up into his striker.
All right. Well, that was, compared to what I think Karl was expecting, far more tasteful.
It's called Mr. Mimic, not Mr. Asshole.
Yeah. No. Karl finds this positively curious. So yeah, I think Karl will say before he gets in, may the battlefield grant may the battlefield grant Karl good fortune.
Everyone's confused now.
Yeah.
This is pretty
he won't say
normal
delVillar,
for
yeah.
Mr. Mimic match, however.
But no, I think Karl finds this entertaining.
All right, let's roll these dice.
Okay.
I just need to remember I have Tactical Genius. 9.
Well, the dice are in fact not weighted.
Yeah,
What
go
side
ahead
am I
and
coming
pick
in
your
on?
side, and I'll pick a side.
All right, let's see.
We'll also get to Scotland before you. You take a high road, and then I'll take a low road.
Come on, Mouseville, you can do it. I've placed off of this side.
Wow. All right, I just placed right beside you. Does that still say Juggernaut? Whoops, let me fix that real quick. It actually is a striker picture. I guess I didn't show the audience what it looks like. Let's do that real quick. Yeah, it's pretty much just a ridiculously beefy battle mech. Alright, he chooses to go from this side and places right beside you. Like the two of you walk out of the mech gates and he's right on top of you.
All right. So I'm remembering something that I read in the Ghost Bear thing. I want to open up a private comm to him as we're entering the field.
Yeah.
Does your copy extend to fighting with Zellbriggen?
All right. So he looks at you and he says, "Do you think Karl delVillar would instigate physical attacks against another honorable warrior? I think not."
All right. Karl would nod and say, "I agree."
I agree.
All right. Time to roll for initiative.
Yeah, yeah. Double ones.
I got a 7.
Tactical Genius. Doesn't matter. All right. I mean, he's pretty much in the best position he's going to be in. He just stays still.
Karl will turn to face.
All right. I don't know about alpha striking. That might be a bit dangerous for me.
That'd be a bit toasty.
Yeah. I think I might need to withhold the large laser, interestingly enough. Let's do it. No large laser. The autocannon will be minimum range. Pulse lasers will have their -2, and I'm shooting into trees. Is that heavy? Yeah, okay, so +2 to everything he does. Oh, let's do PBC, autocannon, 2 medium pulse. In that order. So looking at 4, 7, 2, 2. Center torso, 10 damage.
Okay.
No. Center torso, 6 damage. Left torso, 6 damage.
All right. I'm gonna alpha strike.
That's bad for me.
I think I'm going to, well, let me do the numbers real quick. See, because I'll end up with a +3 if I do that. And he's in heavy woods for 2 more.
Yeah. You know, there's actually something called ultra heavy woods that we've never used before.
It would be 7s to hit with the targeting computer if I want to target something.
Yikes.
1 gunnery, 1 for the walking, 2 for the woods, 3.
But can you afford not to hit the center torso is the real question.
I'm just gonna let it go. I want to do maximum damage.
Well, well, well.
So I need to just not roll double ones on anything. So I'll do PPCs, large pulse, ER medium, medium pulse. That's 15 center torso. Okay, I don't know what that location is. That is right arm for 15. Right arm for 10.
Well, I have 1 armor there now.
Okay.
Great.
That's 10 damage left torso. That's, I think, 7 damage? Yeah, 7 damage to left leg. And 7 damage to left arm.
Okay, you stay standing after losing half of a mech. He builds no heat. What about you?
I build 8 points of heat.
All right, that's at least I get something out of it.
Yeah. I got a 4 on initiative.
I got a 3, but tactical genius, I actually got a 10.
Um, yeah, Karl thinks this guy's committed to playing the character, so he's gonna stand and fight.
Uh, so good. Commitment to playing the character, huh? Well, he stands and also fights using the Eric Bulgaris die. Go ahead. Unleash your Alpha Strike. Destroy me. I am defenseless. Strike me down.
I'm not gonna fire the mediums. So it'll be 2 ER PPC, 2 large pulse. And I didn't move at all this time, so that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's nothing in that arm anyways. Yeah, I'm just gonna fire. BBC's over large pulse. All right, well, that's 15 damage left leg. 15 damage center torso.
Okay.
Ten damage right arm.
That's internal.
That's 2 crits. Uh, 6-1. Well, all right, so I'll re-roll the 6.
Yep.
No. Just keep wanting to roll 6s. 3.
I knew it. I knew it was a ghost bear cheater die waited to roll 6s.
I was rolling one of the cluster die.
I knew it was a ghost bear cheater die.
And the other large pulse laser. Let's see, that's 10 damage right arm.
All right, well, the arm's gone.
I got a lot of mileage out of those crits.
All right. He's gonna Alpha Strike actually. Get that large laser involved.
Time for some heat.
So looking at 4, 4, 7, 2, 2. 10 damage left leg. Eight damage left arm. Miss. 6 damage center torso. And 6 damage right torso. I don't think I'm close to putting holes anywhere on your mech. And the problem is, of course, that you can't repair your mech.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not great. All right, so now I have +1 to fire. And you have a PSR.
You also have a PSR.
I made it as soon as it happened.
I made mine.
Well, of course. I mean, Karl delVillar isn't going to fall down.
All right, and then initiative.
6.
7.
Tactical genius. 8.
Actually, I have an 8. My bad.
Well, then we both reroll.
That's +1. All right.
7.
9.
All right, still lost. He remains standing still.
I will also remain standing still.
He fires everything but the large laser. Damage right torso. Sorry, left torso. That the AC5 will finally hit left arm. Six damage right torso. And 6 damage left torso. Oh boy.
Okay.
What do you got? I feel like I'm about to get wiped off the map. You've got the 5th piece of Exodia, and you're about to put it down and send me to the Shadow Realm.
I will target center torso. And I'm back down to 0 heat. It's 6, 7, 8 that hit where you're trying to hit?
Yes.
Okay, then I need the location dice rerolled.
Very well. Watch it come up a 7.
That'd be amazing.
It's a 9, actually. It's the same thing.
Okay, well, it's really determined to hit left leg for 15.
That's internal.
That's 1 crit.
Great. Just what I need is a bunch of leg crits.
Upper leg actuator.
All right, my movement is now reduced by 1 point. It's a neat trick we just learned, even though I've been playing this game for almost 5 years.
There's a lot of rules to learn though, so. Second ERPPC. I need a location dice rerolled.
I should probably park myself over the dice. Like the carnivore spaceship hovering over Earth's pyramids. That's an 8.
All right, so that's going to be 15 damage left torso.
Okay.
Large pulse 1. It's going to be 10 damage to left leg.
Okay. Oh, that's because it's 10 damage left leg, you say. Well, that's internal.
That's the hip.
All right, well, now it's a 2-3 mech. With yet another piloting cat check.
It's going to be 10 damage right torso. No, still got armor there.
You say 10 damage right torso?
Yep, right torso.
Very well. I'm there.
ER medium. Center torso for 7.
Oh, that's close.
Medium pulse laser. I think that is right arm for 7.
Okay. His torso armor isn't looking so good. Alright, I now need to make 3 piloting skill checks at +4, which means I need 7s. Well, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. What are the fucking odds?
Nice.
I like the idea that as he's like he keeps getting bounced off of the wall around the that surrounds this arena, right? This is the one arena that has a physical barrier surrounding it. And it's like he's getting stun locked in a fighting game. Like you keep hitting him in the leg,
Yeah.
he keeps slamming against the wall. Alright, I don't build any heat.
Well, I do.
Great. That's good for
Back
me
up to
here.
8 heat.
Alright, I got double 1s on my initiative.
I have an 8.
Tactical genius. I have a 10. Go ahead.
I stand still.
Okay, I also stand still.
All right. I will fire PCs and large pulse. And I will also fire the ER medium, which gives me, I'll build 3 heats. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So I'm going to pass on the medium pulse, but I'll fire the rest of my weapons. I would like to use my targeting computer to target the left leg. So,
Okay,
PPC,
you're a monster, but all right.
I need the location dice rerolled.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on my way. You snake. Oh no!
Oh!
Well, he uses his
that's a
edge
PPC
to pop
headshot.
out of this one.
Okay.
He's done though. I mean, I don't think your remaining firepower is enough to get to a fusion engine and truly destroy the Mech. You know, well, there's no case on that AC5. Let's keep shooting.
I have 42 more damage potential right now.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. You could blow the Mech up. It's possible. For a reckless critical.
That misses because of the target computer.
Perfect.
Large pulse. That will be a left torso for 10.
Which torso?
Left torso.
All right. That's a
Big
turtle.
crit.
All right, that's the ammo. All right, there's 17 shots in there. 17 times 5 is going to be 35 plus 50 for 85 points, which will completely destroy the Mech.
Okay.
Ooh, what a situation. Technically, that will also kill the pilot. I'll just count his. Yeah, I'll just count the edge for that one. So, I mean, the thing is, the center torso would be destroyed by an ammo explosion, which is normally really the only way to kill a pilot.
But the edge is eject, so whichever way he would have died, the first one would have keyed him ejecting, right?
Yeah, this Mech is done though. You don't need to worry about shooting anything else.
There's nothing else to shoot.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
I still have to shoot, of course, but...
Yep.
Center torso through armor critical for 10.
I would like to spend my glory.
All right.
To try to avoid a crit.
Do you have battle drill 4?
I do not.
All right, you need to make a roll.
Come on, come on.
You take a point of stress.
7. Okay, I will gladly take a point of stress to not take a critical there.
The AC will hit. Oh no, sorry, it'll miss because the heat for +1. Medium laser, medium pulse laser, left arm for 6. And right arm for 6. And then he catastrophically explodes.
Yeah, I like to think that he's because what weapon was it that did the through armor center?
The EAR PPC.
I like to think that he is so close that while it manages to get through, he's not able to get it center line enough to hit anything important. So it's really just dumb luck.
Perfect. As you watch him explode, you know, you leave your mech, it gets towed off. A man approaches you who I don't think you've ever met that says, "Hello, Mech fans, Duncan Fisher here, reminding you that today's match was sponsored by Eat Big, Lift Big. If you're going to get big, why not do it while eating? Karl delVillar, you did an excellent job until I feel like I finally, it took me a while to get warmed up. You did an excellent job in today's match. How did you approach your opponent today, Mr. Mimic?
Mr. Mimic decided to mimic a man of honor and chose to do so with his full dedication. I applaud my opponent for fighting with honor and dignity.
While Mr. Mimic is a popular contender here in the arena, he is not what one would call a skilled or fortunate one, at least not so far as the Solaris Grand Champion is concerned. On your way up, do you think you'll be facing more men like Mimic, or will you be mowing down mech warriors? I feel like I'm in the middle of an alliteration, but I don't know how to end this sentence with another M. Fuck. Being Duncan Fisher is hard, guys. Anyway, yeah, he basically just questions, like, do you think you're going to take out more people like this, or will you face a challenge?
I have been promised a challenge in time.
What are your takeaways from today's match?
There are opponents here who will fight with honor.
Mech fans, what can I say today about the match? Normally, you're looking for a contest of mech maneuverability or even heavy metal madness, but we sat here and watched two men stand at close range and bash each other with everything they had but their fists. I'd say this is a match that's going to go down in Solaris history. I'm Duncan Fisher, this is Karl delVillar, and we've been Donegal Broadcasting.
I do want to find other Karl.
All right, he's taking off his makeup, his wig. He's in like a mech warrior, you know, shorts and cooling vest. He's just like, "Hi man, what's up?"
I applaud your dedication.
Oh, thank you. You know, working with you is really like working with the best clay I possibly could. You're a simple man, and I appreciate your dedication to order and such.
I would not be adverse to fighting again at some point.
I don't think that'll be pretty good for my, you know, reputation or my wallet, but yeah, sure. If I see you in the grand tournament, I guess I won't have any choice. I will face you.
Well, may the battlefield grant you fortune.
Thank you. I thank you. I'd wish you the same, but it's clear you don't need it, bruv.
Yeah, that's what Karl wanted to do.
Okay. You got anything else at post match? Just remember, not only is this the last thing you get to do in season 2, in season 3, we don't have like tons of time since all the matches will be taking place like multiple matches a day. There won't be a lot of story. There'll just be a lot of killing. So if there's anything you think you've forgotten, there's a big sign in front of you saying, "This is the last chance to save your game."
Final checkpoint.
Yeah. Any side quests you wanted to wrap up real quick? Maybe see an item vendor.
Yeah.
Buy some more potions. Sell the 99 health potions you have.
Let's see. He wanted to do the cultural outreach stuff. He connected with the Rosselheg folks with probably mixed to not great results. He set up the cultural center thing that he wanted to do. Carnivores versus xenomorphs happened. He's been acquiring things for his partner so she can do some studies here. Hunter didn't end up saying anything for that that Karl would jump on to challenge him.
That's true.
But he does remember the information and warnings that Ro gave him about Kaseki. He's not planning to outwardly do anything to Kaseki, but he definitely plans to make efforts to be a little bit more cautious with his routine. And in Karl's mind, if Kaseki is as dangerous as Ro believes him to be, it won't be because, I mean, in Karl's mind, there's no way that Kaseki could take him in a straight fight, which means that if he's dangerous, it's because he would do something underhanded.
Adam Kaseki do something underhanded?
The only way that he can imagine that this man could be dangerous to him. So he's trying to alter his routine a bit to be a bit more aware. He doesn't want to get caught unawares while he's outside of the
switches
enclave.
cars, uses a different route to work every day. He's watched Jack Reacher, I think. I have to tell you, I started watching 24 again, starting in season 7, and it's real painful to watch.
I love 24.
I loved 24 when it came out, but now in season 7, they're like, Mr. Bauer, do you have any remorse at all for all of the blatant torturing and war crimes you committed? And he's like, no, I don't at all, Senator. And I'm like, you know, I liked you as a kid, but literally right now at this moment, you're a real fucking asshole, dude.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I had to do all that torturing. It was the only way, man. And I have no regrets at all about my actions.
The ends justify any means. Ask me more.
But what's great about 24 is that, like, Jack will flip on that like twice a season for every season. He'll be like, Tony, you're going too far. We have to keep some of our humanity, Tony. And then it'll be like, all right, I've got the car battery hooked up. It's time to torture Al-Hassan Hamid. Die, Al-Hassan. There's no lengths I won't go to get the information I want, damn it.
You can't blackmail his child. That's too far. But I will feed him his own child, but only if I'm doing it.
Yeah, 24 has had some weird morality issues.
Yeah, I feel like the morality scaling had like DBC power level growth as as it went through seasons. He's like in the beginning, like in the first 2 or 3 seasons, I was like, all right, you know, he's a reasonable guy struggling with morality. And then afterwards, I was like, the struggle is not like this is crazy.
Oh no, please don't give me a reason to put my gun into your stomach and press it into your wound, and oh no, I'm jiggling it around. Oh god. Oh, the cameras are all off. It's weird how that happened. Yawn. Give me a name. No, what's weird is that in season 7, the like technical analyst Chloe is just like, wow, is Shaq really gonna kill people? And you know, someone sitting nearby is like, Jesus, Chloe, of course he's gonna kill people. Like, he's undercover and we're not working for the government. He can take any rules he wants. And she's like, I'm not comfortable with this. And Bill is just like, what are you doing here then? We're committing terrorism to stop terrorists. I'm like, damn, dude, I don't remember this season that well, but boy, this is a terrible plot line.
I have so many fond memories of watching that show.
The first few seasons were really, really good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. Is he's trying to be more particular so that he doesn't
evade the spectral grasp of Adam Kaseki, known bomber.
I did also, as a point of question, since it seems like part of it's written in a relevant manner, I have because I did start with, I did take Babyface Heel, whatever, that playbook.
Yes, yeah.
So I've got my dedicated small following of people.
Yeah.
And for one of my SPAs, I took Guerrilla Fighter. So I have bonuses in urban environments. And it says in one of the things that there are people that that will come out of the woodwork to defend me.
Sure. I don't know that applies in the arena, but
I mean, no,
if you
not
were to
in the
somehow
arena.
fight outside the arena, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's an infantry SPA that I took on a mech warrior because I thought it was flavorful. So,
I mean, that means you can only use it when you're on the ground, right? In an
yeah,
elemental suit. All right. Or, holding a gun.
yeah,
We'll do
it'll
that
give
thing where
you.
you eject and then an elemental team tries to come and kill you. Like when Sid and Pondo were huddling on the edge of a cliff with the single elemental chasing them with an SMG. And Sid goes, "Oh shit, Arthur's for real this time." I still missed. I didn't get either of them. I thought for sure, like SMG, they're defenseless, but no, they actually managed to beat him.
Yeah, that was intense though.
My God, that was like season 3 opener or something like that. That was a while ago. Yeah, that's right. I took my my power level weights off so that I can use my true powers for that episode. All right, I'll know if you get ejected during any non-arena fight that you can summon up partisanal infantrymen that'll show up.
I mean,
I love the
big
idea.
thing...
It's just like ghost. It's football enthusiasts with like
yeah, the hooligans come out
hunting rifles. You're seeing everything from like 223 to 30-06.
And the other thing that was interesting about it was when fighting, like there's an extra penalty to try to hit him with vehicle weapons while he's on foot, and he gets a bonus to fighting while on foot.
I mean, this sounds really good if you're an infantryman.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed really flavorful to take as an elemental. So
perfect.
Flavor over form, right?
All right. The final scene is as Karl is driving to or from work. We hear over the radio a report of the death of one Osman Aslan. He's found dead in his bathroom. He apparently slipped on a piece of soap. People are already calling him Osman Al-Slip after his death. Like, he's not particularly well liked, and people are already memeing and trashing him within hours of his death.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right, Kane. Well, that's it. I'd say I'll see you in 2 weeks, but I won't see you in 2 weeks. So I'll see you for the final battle.
And now I got to see how many people's episodes I can crash in on. Just keep showing up.
Oh my God. You guys are always like, let's talk about it in secret so Arthur doesn't know, and then show up at the last minute. And I'm like, okay, if you just let me know, I could have something prepared. You don't have to surprise me. You can if you want to. I'll be a little worried, but you don't have to.
All right. I think